Welcome to the Get Productive podcast. I am Detola, your host and productivity coach. Join me as we explore powerful tips and proven strategies to boost your productivity. Hello. Welcome back to Get Productive with Detola podcast, your one-stop shop for practical productivity wisdom. On this episode, we help you embrace the flourishing, productive life you deserve. This is episode 22. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. And I hope you stick around for more episodes. Make sure you don't miss any updates by subscribing at www.detolaamore.com/podcast. I'll link this in the show notes for your convenience. If you are a returning listener, thank you so much for coming back. I would deeply appreciate it if you could rate and review the podcast on your favorite platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcast, or another app. Your 5-star reviews and comments help more people discover this show, and they encourage me to keep delivering valuable content. Could you also recommend this podcast to at least 2 women who you think will benefit from it? Thank you in advance. So last week, I started a series based on my signature framework, the Hidden Productivity Code. I shared some of my personal story, how loss, grief, and hitting rock bottom led to the birth of this framework. Now today, we're diving into Pillar 1, Uncover Hidden Barriers. I must say, if you haven't had a chance to listen to the previous episode, please go listen to it so that it would give the next series of episodes context. So like I said, we are going to be looking at Pillar 1 today, Uncover Hidden Barriers, because no matter how talented or driven you are, you cannot lead powerfully when you are carrying invisible weight. Let's start by being real. And this is something you will hear me say often and over and over. Productivity isn't just about planning, apps, or better routine. It's about what's going on inside you. The emotional, the mental, and psychological clutter that no one sees. These hidden barriers impact how you lead, how you show up, and how much energy you have left for what truly matters. I want us to unpack 6 most common hidden barriers that I have seen time and time again in my work with women in leadership. These hidden barriers are not always obvious, hence why they are hidden, but they deeply affect how we think, lead, and show up. The first hidden barrier is grief and unprocessed emotions. And this is one we don't talk about often. And this is one I wouldn't have known if I didn't go through my own personal loss. But the truth is, grief isn't only about losing a loved one, though of course that's a big part of it. It can also be about the loss of identity, the grief of missed opportunities, career setbacks, or simply moving through life transitions without time to process. Many high-functioning women are silently grieving something while still expected to lead, deliver, and show up strong. But that emotional weight sits in the background, draining focus, creativity, and energy. And until you acknowledge and process those emotions, it could block your best leadership self. The next is burnout and emotional exhaustion. Burnout doesn't always look like a breakdown. Sometimes it shows up as numbness. You're still doing the work, you're still checking the boxes, you're still showing up, but inside you feel detached and depleted. I know I have felt this way over the course of my career and my journey. Burnout is the cost of constantly showing up for everyone else while ignoring your own capacity. Emotional exhaustion chips away at your clarity, your relationships, and your ability to be present in your role, whether at home or at work. And often we don't realize it until we've hit bottom. The third hidden barrier is lack of clarity and purpose misalignment. When you're not clear on your personal or professional why, everything starts to feel urgent and nothing feels truly meaningful. You might look productive on the outside, but deep down you feel lost, scattered, or unsure of where you're headed. When your role no longer aligns with your values or your purpose, productivity becomes performance instead of impact. The fourth hidden barrier is self-doubt and confidence cracks. Wow, this is such a huge one, and it is really sneaky. Self-doubt doesn't always say you're not good enough. Sometimes it sounds like, who do you think you are to lead that project? Maybe someone else could do it better. Let's just wait a little longer. Even successful women wrestle with this. Oh, I know I'd wrestle with self-doubt. And the higher you go, the lonelier it can feel. But if you're constantly second-guessing, shrinking, or hesitating to use your voice, you're not leading from your full power. And there's a way around this. The next hidden barrier to productivity is poor communication and leadership gaps. Great leadership isn't just about what you do, it's about how you communicate. If your leadership or communication style isn't clear to you or your team, whether your family or your work team, misunderstandings, frustration, and micromanagement can take over. And that's why I use tools like the Maxwell Disc method in my coaching and workshop in personal spaces and corporate spaces to help leaders uncover their natural communication style and learn how to connect more effectively with different personalities on their team. Because trust me, when communication is off, trust and productivity both suffer. The last hidden barrier we'll look at today is lack of psychological safety. Let me be blunt. If your team doesn't feel safe to speak up, ask questions, or make mistakes, they will perform at the surface level only. Psychological safety is the foundation of every high-performing team. And sometimes, as leaders, we also don't feel safe. We don't feel like there's room for our vulnerability, our questions, or even our emotions. But when safety is built into the culture, innovation will flow, feedback becomes easier, and productivity becomes collective, not just personal. So I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what am I carrying right now that I haven't named or dealt with? Because the truth is, whatever we resist persists. And we need to come face to face with the things that we are carrying so that we can process and deal with them. Also, ask yourself, where do I feel stuck, depleted, or like I'm pretending? You might want to journal the answers to this question, because these questions are not just for self-awareness, they are the beginning of a breakthrough. I'm currently working on a quiz called the Hidden Productivity Quiz, and it is designed specially for women in leadership to help you identify your productivity blockers and whether you need support for your own growth as a leader, or maybe it's for your team, the culture, communication, or energy needing a reset. I'll let you know when it's ready. I'm working hard on it and hopefully it should be ready soon. But for now, why not take a pen and paper and jot down what you think your biggest productivity blockers are right now, based on the hidden barriers I mentioned, the 6 hidden barriers I mentioned. And let me just recap them quickly. I'll say them again. Grief and unprocessed emotions. Or could it be burnout and emotional exhaustion? Or maybe lack of clarity and purpose misalignment? Or is it self-doubt and confidence cracks? Or poor communication and leadership gaps? Or maybe it's lack of psychological safety. It could be one, it could be two, it could be all. But the point isn't to shame you or to make you feel worse, but to bring awareness. All of what we are discussing today isn't about doing more. It's about removing what's blocking your clarity, your courage, and leadership potential. And you don't have to do it alone. I'm happy to jump on a complimentary call with you to help you uncover what's in your way and clear the path forward for you and your team. So I'll add a link to the show notes if you would like to book a complimentary call with me. Thank you for tuning in to the Get Productive with Detola podcast today. I really hope you found this episode useful, and I hope it's getting you to think about some of the blockers that you may have. In the next episode, we'll move into pillar 2 of the framework, which is elevating confidence, mindset, and emotional resilience. Because once you've removed and uncovered the hidden blockers, you can now begin to do something about it. And so I would look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Make sure you share this with someone who you know needs to be a part of this series we are doing. And until next time, stay productive, stay blessed. Bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Get Productive podcast. Till next time, stay blessed.